To the airport, Erica. Go!
Newell's here, Ann's here, Matt's here, Rosemary's here. Ann Walker.
Yes, sir.
How was the flight?
Oh, easy peasy.
Great.
All right. Yeah. Is this the way celebrities ride?
Absolutely.
Hello and good evening. I'm Emerson Collins, the program director of the Del Shores Foundation, and truly I cannot tell you all how exciting it is to finally arrive here tonight at our very first Del Shores Writers Festival. And he has built a village of artists and friends and fans and family and community. Please welcome Del Shores! Thank you. Oh, I love a theater. So thank you all for supporting our work for all of these years. And we now want to just pass it on and introduce you to more Southern gay storytellers. So this is what this is about. And it all started with a conversation with Stuart Bell.
When I met Del and I saw Southern Baptist Sissies and I saw Sordid Lives, I felt like I had met someone that finally understood me. This foundation is about not only changing the individual lives of these writers, but changing the world, just like Del's work has done.
It's my honor and it's my pleasure to pass it on now as I have gotten old. Thank you all for the support of not only me, but all of the future that is to come.
So I think one of the greatest things about this foundation is finding the Southern gay writers and giving them a voice.
You know, when I first started writing, I literally did everything on my own. And it was hard.
This festival is so exciting, bringing all of these LGBTQI plus people together because, well, one, it hardly ever happens.
It's a tremendous help just to know that I'm not alone, knowing that there are people who can share their experiences with me and who I can share mine with. It just makes me feel like we're all in this together.
The reason we tell our stories is so that other people can also tell their stories. The space that we create is how others create their space.
The initial germ of the idea was what would happen if a trans woman were put in a position where her physicality was part of what was putting her in danger.
Interior, U.S. Marshal's Office, conference room, day. At a conference table, Deb Harris, 40s, tall and broad-shouldered, sits, fidgety and nervous.
I'm not a man. I won't pretend to be. Not even to save my own life.
That may be the trade you're making.
Cutter's costume is just pink bunny ears.
Boss, I can't understand a word you're saying.
Jenny takes the cotton balls out of her mouth.
Sorry. I said you may have to get creative.
Please! Jenny! I swear I didn't rip you off.
I want to believe you, Mackenzie, but the numbers don't add up.
But I already told you!
Jenny nods to Cutter.
You also killed people. You had to be stopped.
Not by you.
Just as she moves her finger to the trigger, Lewis opens the door. In Jenny's moment of disorientation, Deb grabs up her trophy and brings it down savagely on her head.
You're safe. We can take you out of Widsec. You can go home.
Deb looks over at Lewis, who's animatedly miming the movie action scene just an accidental part of. His employees gasp and their eyes go wide. They're thrilled. Deb shrugs.
Maybe I'll stay here in Bettendorf.
The end.
Last night, opening night, to see our short film winner, I watched her more than I watched those on stage, to see her reaction to hearing her script come to life. It was just wonderful, and I'm very excited about the other two coming up.
But I wanted to take it all the way back to the very beginning of how you started writing in the first place.
I started as an actor, and I fled Baylor the night I graduated. Got in my Mustang, and people always ask me, they go, "Why'd you leave Texas? It's such a great state." And I go, well, besides the racism and the homophobia, it's a great place to grow up. Sometimes you are redirected. It's not rejection, it's just redirection. And I think I heard that on Oprah. And so I thought, I'm going to write a play.
Dell called and he said, "Have you read my plan?" I said, "You know what, I haven't, but I'll sit down and I'll read it right now." The first 3 pages are a monologue for a bartender who sings. That's when we hooked up. You know, I was Dell's.
Not hooked up like it's a gay. This is an LGBT.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
They're going to think something.
I'm not gay, but I appreciate great writing.
Daughters of the Lone Star State, my 3rd play at that time, and I asked her to understudy Carol Cook. And
I said, I do not understand.
And I said, what if we gave you 2 full weeks?
Yep. I also had my own mink coat at the time.
That's true. You know that.
Which you sold to Rosemary.
But that
No,
makes
that
a
was
difference
the
in actors if you have the costume that's expensive and it could get you cast in a play.
One day Dell called me, "Hi Rosemary, I'm his mother-in-law. I'm the grandmother of his children." And he said, "Honey, I'm writing this play about this crazy psychiatrist. Would you take your bra off on stage?" And of course, like a good mother-in-law, I said, "Oh, of course."
Very common mother-in-law response, I think. At every point, you just found a new story to tell. And I just feel like that's something that's so good for all of us as artists, you know, to hear and remember that the moments of frustration, there is always an opportunity, even if it's not the one that you hoped, because you as the writer are in control of what happens on the page, if nothing else.
In TV, do not get attached. You will always be rewritten. It will never be yours. He said, but it pays real good money.
The financing of like the day jobs that made it possible for you to continue to do all of this theater, right?
Yeah, I always said that I worked in television to support my theater habit. But I guess the lesson is don't stop. Don't let finances, don't let anything deter you. Continue to create.
I'm so excited to be here this weekend with the Dell Shores Foundation as a guest speaker, and I wish growing up that I had an opportunity like this, because it would have been a lot helpful to have heard experiences and pitfalls and lessons learned.
But a lot of, if somebody points something out, it's like, I didn't get that, it's not their problem. That's actually your problem, because what you communicated didn't get across.
You just keep doing it until the notes for yourself. And you listen to everybody else, but ultimately you listen to your own voice because nobody's paying you yet. And when you go, oh my God, it works.
And think about what is most important to carry the story forward.
There you go.
What I think is so great about this Dell Shores Foundation and the Writers Festival is that it not only gives an opportunity for all of these fantastic LGBTQ writers to get together and network and meet each other, but it also gives them an opportunity to learn and grow.
I am enjoying every aspect of it. I mean, just being gathered in the theater space and just talking about theater every day. It's like life affirming.
And it's so thrilling as the program director to bring all of these writers together from all over the South, to watch them make new relationships and new connections with each other, to see them sit in the audience as the panels of industry professionals from theater and film share their journeys, their life lessons, impart their knowledge.
I really love that we've been given this time and this space and the opportunity to just talk to each other. And it's great to connect with other people, other queer people, other trans people, other non-binary people.
Growing up, I did not have or hear trans stories, non-binary stories, stories of people of color.
The Dell Shores Foundation is providing an amazing space for everyone to gather and network and connect, and it's also a really wonderful way for education. So when people come to these workshops, and especially the fact that they're free, oh my God, is really amazing. He said, Israel, I didn't invest in this and fund it for you because I liked the script. When you would talk about it, you would light up. So I was investing in you, had nothing to do with the story, and I've never forgotten that.
Why am I doing this? Why do I care? Why do I kill myself trying to get a job and live as an make a living as an actress. And I came up with, it's not about making money, I'm about healing through entertainment.
We have a group of amazing writers that have joined us from all across the South. We have been enamored with their talent. We are now enamored with them as people. We are never going to let them leave us. There is a man whose work has influenced all of us, whose humor makes us laugh, cry, be a little offended in the best possible way. Ladies and gentlemen, Del Shore!
Oh, I love the theater on a Saturday night. Thank y'all for being here tonight. This has been such a special weekend so far. It's going to continue.
We're about changing lives. You can help us keep this going with any amount of donation you can do. We appreciate it. So thank you and have a great evening.
It's important to us to not just give awards, but to do actual things that help their careers actually progress concretely along the process.
Having the Del Shores Foundation pick up my script, my work, and go, this is good. It just means everything because it gives me people to talk to. It gives me access to actors and producers that I wouldn't have. And it just does my heart good.
Tonight is a celebration of the winner of our play contest, Jiggs Burgess for the Red Suitcase. Yes, you sure do.
Like any good story, it starts in a motel room in Midland. I actually had this strange dream that became a monologue that became this play.
Time 1969 plus 40 years. Setting somewhere along the banks of the Brazos River.
Last night I had a dream that I was a red suitcase. No, that's not exactly true. And if I lie now, how can I expect you to believe anything else I tell you?
You shouldn't stand on chairs like that in your condition. Maybe it'll knock the damn thing out of me. The baby will be here in its own time. I need a cigarette.
It was 1969. What you gonna do?
That's my kid, Sheriff, please.
I ain't gonna hurt your kid. You in the truck, you come out nice and easy.
Martine?
Come on out, venga muchacho.
Talk to me when I talk to you.
You never knew where or when the ground gave way.
Don't you talk back. Speak up. Now try again, like a man. Poe raises his eyes to meet Bud's.
Thank you, sir. I needed that. I'm gonna keep him.
You cannot keep that dog.
I am too.
You are not.
Woo! Uh-huh.
Lord Jesus, what am I gonna do with this child?
April had been speaking directly to Lord Jesus since the day Pogue was born.
And then when you're about to pass out from the pain, and then they... No, you're not old enough. He'll give you nightmares. He'll make you pee the bed.
What? Y'all leave him alone. The grounded world is not kind to winged things.
Mama, he's gonna grow up to be a pansy if we don't do something about it.
Put this on.
What is it?
On you, it's called cologne. On me, it's called perfume. See, it's named after me, Charlie.
It would be the only time in my life I'd be considered the butch one. Charlie placed his arms around me, and I had not felt so warm in my entire young life. I had found my resting place.
She grabbed both boys by the arm.
Let's go, you two. Disgusting.
But...
Shut your mouth, you little queer.
Oh, God, Bud,
God damn it! You pay for this faggot way too much! April! Do you coddle this little bastard enough? Now you go back on home now.
I will not!
Mama, I'm warning you!
Bud! You're warning me of what? You gonna beat on me too?
It's not fair. I wasn't ready to say goodbye to any of them. They all left.
Should we continue?
No! Ooh, that's not good enough. How do you go on when the wind has ripped the shelter from over your head and the fountain beneath your feet? No! No!
Stories do not end where we suppose.
They never have.
They never will.
Many years later.
Poe, you'll be back, right? I need you.
He had changed long ago. I realized and I was the one who had been stuck in the years, a hurt and frightened 5th grader, unable to let go. And I woke, not so much shattering the dream as swimming out of it.
No story ever ends.
None ever has.
No story ends, none ever has, but we are merely the energy from those who came before.
I cannot wait just to sit and have a conversation, no telling what's going to happen here today. But without further ado, y'all, Jaston Williams.
I depended on my sense of humor to keep people from beating the hell out of me. You know, I could make the cowboys laugh.
Said, I don't want any pet that's got fingers. That ain't right. And he said, plus the horny thing, he said he'll just jump a cat anywhere. He said, we have to keep Jasper in the house, and it's a sad day in West Texas when you got to keep a tomcat in the house so he won't get cornholed by a monkey.
You know, Dell is one brave guy, and I relate to him a lot. I grew up in small towns in West Texas and, you know, gay.
I don't think that there's anybody more Southern than you as a storyteller. And you were one of the first that I knew of that just said, yeah, I'm queer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did a full-page interview about being gay in the San Antonio paper in 1974.
Wow.
I've always been out, but I didn't write about it. I didn't write about that. I love the courage of writers who just say, this is who I am. And if you don't accept it, that doesn't bother me in the least. So don't be afraid. Don't let people tell you, well, this is all you can do. Don't let people tell you that you don't have poetry, you know, in your soul. This last day, I felt like I've been among my own. And they're all ages, and they're all backgrounds, and they're all races. And I feel like I'm home.
I submitted to the Del Shores Foundation to stand proudly in my writing and to stand proudly in my queerness at the same time. It was an amazing thing to be able to tell my parents in a way that was not shameful and something that I'd accomplished, the duality of both things at the same time. It was really special.
The work that the Del Shores Foundation is doing is so unique and special. There's nothing else like it.
This is our Meet the Producers, asked to hear the experience on the other side of the table, right? Of like what it is they think about when they talk to writers. Jeff, how did you end up the head of the largest LGBTQ theater company in the South? How did that start?
I was crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Right?
That's consistent for
Uh-huh.
everyone.
For
That all three of us will say that,
Yes.
for sure.
Just the thrill of it all. I mean, you kind of reminds you of why you got into the business in the first place. And that's what new work does for me.
I love to be surprised. I love stories that take me somewhere that I didn't expect to go. I also love things that feel inherently theatrical, that feel like an experience.
You're looking at a season, so each show you're wanting a patron to come down and be a different experience. And then for it just to be a really good story. I mean, that's it.
And that's the kind of question you can ask. Hey, I have a new play and I'm looking for a space to do a reading with some actors. That's a great entry conversation that starts a relationship with a bigger theater.
Once you release it out to the world and the rights are available, you no longer really have that input, and so you want to make sure that they're doing the work true to what the story you wanted to tell.
I'm taking away that there is a hard road ahead to get projects done, but it is something that can be done with the right passion, with the right people.
So it's so cool to talk to writers and hear their processes and stories, and also the panels have been really inspirational and super informational as well. So
We have had a truly incredible weekend, and we are capping it off today with a reading of our winning screenplay from our very first writer search.
So many made this happen. It truly was a village. But you know, as a writer, it does all start on the page. And we have a beautiful screenplay today. It's so unique and so smart and so timely, and it's so full of love. So shall we bring
Yes,
down our
please
writers?
welcome our fierce dynamic duo, Serayah Silver and Monet Noelle March.
This is one of those stories that needs to be heard, needs to be seen, needs to be experienced.
It's a story of love. I standing here, I'm only standing here because of love from so many people, love for this person, love for the art, love for Southern Black queer folks, and just love that believes that our families are so much more than blood. They are what we make, and when we put our hands on it, that we can make families that serve us and lives that serve us, and we can do that in the South.
Family, friends, folks, Knead.
Max and Simi, Black couple, mid-20s, sit still in bed, trying to hold their breath. Neither are able to turn away from the vision, afraid that it will vanish.
We knew at once that you are ours, the future of our coming selves, our unborn child. We knew at once that we were yours.
She's beautiful.
But I could not see your face.
We get it. Y'all are in love.
You could get one too if you want it.
Maybe I don't want all of that. Maybe I'm good over here in the major league.
It ain't easy, but I like it just fine.
I think, what if I'm not ready to be a father? What if it's not for me?
Then don't be one.
Right, but how do you know really?
How about a GoFundMe?
Cue Sarah McLachlan.
Please help 2 Black queers have a baby.
We've decided to do it ourselves. Just us, no doctors, no hospitals, just family. We decided we have everything we need.
All right, but y'all can't just turkey baster it.
What you know about turkey basters?
I know plenty enough, and I know y'all can't do it like that. What y'all talking about is ritual.
Straight folks have a night of passion, and oops, 9 months later we're at a party sucking juice out of a bottle and cooling on for once. You don't do that to us, will you? And my brain went, lie, bitch, lie! And so I lied, and I felt bad and stupid and wrong and most of all scared. Are y'all talking about children? I wasn't gonna ask, but since you brought it up.
Oh, I didn't.
My dad says when people ask how I was made, he tells them about how I made them.
I was supposed to get her here. I was supposed to protect her, take care of her. I was supposed to be her mom. But now she's gone. And I can't see her face.
When we call on the old ones,
When you say love and thank you enough times,
they hear you. They answer to their names.
Max removes a perfectly baked loaf of bread from the oven and takes a moment to admire his work. He turns around to see the child before him, her face clear as his decision.
What if it's me? What if I carry her? What if I could give that to you, to us?
Is that even something you want to do?
It's something I can do. Everyone here has given themselves so that we can give life to this mighty spirit who wants to be born. She is meeting us here. Tonight, as we build this altar, as we speak our intentions into this dough, as we make this bread and share it together as a family, I feel she wants me to tell you that she knows you, she loves you, and she is proud to be a part of us.
Thank you once again for supporting the Del Shores Foundation.
Del Shores, of course, is a legend within our community, and I love the fact that he is inspiring new storytellers from the South.
As much information as I've been able to share with these young writers, I feel like they've taught me stuff this weekend too.
People are able to come out and write their stories that when I was their age, I could not.
I feel like I'm gaining a new sense of confidence that I didn't have beforehand, and that I know is now going to give me the chance to keep going.
Seeing so many strangers making a fuss over some words that I had written is a real kick.
Watching all these writers that have never met each other until this weekend interacting, whether they're nurturing each other's spirits as writers.
It's like life affirming, you know, it just feels great just to be here.
Just getting everything out of it in just 3 days has been incredible. I love it. It's been awesome.
Every moment has been worth it and a learning moment.
There's something incredibly special about bringing together, celebrating community, and passing on our knowledge to the newest generation of writers to facilitate their stories getting out into the world. It's why we're here, and this is our very first program, and we're so excited to continue to grow, to repeat the festival next year, to expand our programming to include mentorships and workshops and week-long retreats and so many more things that we can do as we continue to grow.
We have an obligation to put our stories out there.
That's how we fix this world, is just by talking, by telling our stories.
But they're all LGBTQ Southern storytellers telling their stories, and it's just so exciting to have them here and to share their enthusiasm for their art.
I'm so grateful to the Del Shores Foundation for making this possible and giving us this wonderful opportunity.
Look at this. Oh, hey. Are we having an okay time?
Yeah! Great time.
Thanks for coming, y'all.